In 1996, the Governor-General of Canada proclaimed June 21st to be a day for Canadians to celebrate and recognize the contributions and the diverse cultures of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people in Canada. But it's not a formal stat holiday, meaning most Canadians don't get this day off to take in any of the amazing events going on around the country. I say most don't get the day off because the Northwest Territories is currently the only province or territory to recognize this day as a formal stat holiday. Since 2001, NWT has recognized this as a stat holiday, and currently the Yukon is considering it as well. It's now 20 years later since Aboriginal Day was created, and I think it's time for the rest of Canada to recognize this day as a formal holiday. We've begun a new era of Indigenous settler relations in Canada, and the reconciliation movement is not going to happen if we don't make the time to connect in meaningful ways. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission released 94 calls to action in their final report. The report actually calls for a national day for truth and reconciliation to be established as a statutory holiday. However, that was specifically meant to honor residential school survivors and to commemorate the legacy of residential schools. Should June 21st become the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, or should there remain two distinct days? What do you think? The TRC's calls to action specifically advocate for the participation from the corporate sector. Call to action number 92 states that the corporate sector of Canada should find ways to educate staff on the history of Indigenous people. As a small business owner, I'm not going to wait for the rest of the country to make National Aboriginal Day a formal stat holiday. This year and every year going forward, all Animiki employees will have June 21st off to celebrate National Aboriginal Day as a formal stat holiday. I call on all employers in Canada to do the same. Let's move faster than the Canadian government and to acknowledge June 21st, National Aboriginal Day, as a formal stat holiday. Thank you, Miigwech. Also, I think National Indigenous Day has a nicer ring to it.